My 30M wife 31F doesn't appreciate my bees. I'm considering divorce. What should I do? My wife 31F and I 30M have been married for 5 years now. I work mainly in accounting and personal finance advice, while my wife is a math teacher at our local high school. Recently, have been researching and preparing to start a bee colony as I have been interested in bees for a long time and have recently reached a place financially where both me and my wife are able to pay bills and have bees. Before I did anything, I spoke with my wife about my research and planned to get the bees. At first, she had some apprehensions, but we talked through them. Once we were both on the same page, I found an artificial beehive and contacted a professional beekeeper about my research and have recently reached a place financially where both me and my wife are able to pay bills and have bees. Before I did anything, I spoke with my wife about my research and planned to get the bees. At first, she had some apprehensions, but we talked through them. Once we were both on the same page, I found an artificial beehive and contacted a professional beekeeper to help with the bee process. And so, I began my bee journey. A week or two later, my wife comes home while I'm making dinner and tells me she invited a few work friends, all 31F, over for dinner tomorrow. I say that's fine and continue making dinner until she requests that I move my beehive. The exchange went something like this. Wife, while I clean the house, would you mind moving your hive? It's an eyesore. Me, I'm sorry, but what do you mean by eyesore? It's outside and has plenty of distance between itself and the house. Wife, I know, but I want it further back. It doesn't match the house, and I don't want my work friends thinking I let this house go into chaos when I'm not around. At this point, I had finished dinner and was setting up the table when I asked her, why is this an issue now? Didn't we agree on the placement before I even got the hive? And besides, it's hard to move a hive once it's been placed. Where were you thinking of moving it? She responded that she didn't care, she just didn't want to see it. After that, we sat down for dinner, and I asked again where she wanted me to move the hive, stating that the closest forest wasn't on our property, and the second option would be by the back porch. My wife repeated her answer, that she didn't care, she just didn't want to see it, and we continued on as normal. We ate. We cleaned the house in preparation, did our respective nighttime routines, then went to bed. The next day, my wife and I wake up around 5 o'clock am, do our morning routines, eat breakfast, and head to work. Around 4 o'clock, my wife calls me while I'm still at work. The high school gets done around 3 o'clock. I excuse myself from a conversation I was having with a coworker, and I go to a quiet corner of the break room. I pick up and my wife starts screaming at me that I didn't move the hive, and now her work friends have to see my hideous beehive. I try and get her to calm down by apologizing and saying I forgot and that I can drive over and move it quick. My wife cuts me off. My dream of having a beehive of my own was gone, and there wasn't much I could do. When I got out of the shower, my wife was already in bed. I crawled in next to her and laid awake for hours, questioning our relationship. And if she really loves me, why didn't she leave the hive alone? I have been contemplating divorce as I realized that after she destroyed my hive, she has never once apologized, nor does she seem empathetic in the slightest. I tried asking for an apology, and all I got was, why should I apologize for doing you a favor? I never asked for an apology since, and I'm wondering how I never noticed this behavior from her before, and I don't know what to do. Deep down, still love her, but she also can't understand why I'm so upset. What should I do?